Hey guys, we're back with another episode of Metropolis After Hours. I'm your host, Gail Burt. This is your host, Plain Cook, and this is your host, John Barry.
Hello, America.
So what do you got for us, John? John's got a whole bunch of news for us.
Well, there's late-breaking news coming out once again from San Diego as Comic-Con registration has shut down again today at 6 a.m. 3 weeks ago, they
opened registration.
3 weeks ago, they opened registration online, and it immediately crashed. The server was overloaded, immediately crashed, so they said, we're going to fix this problem and redo it in about 3 weeks. And so here it is 3 weeks later. 6 a.m. comes around, server crashes. So nerds all across the entire world went, no! So, sorry, but anyway, apparently...
I've said it before and I'll say it again, San Diego is not worth the time and effort anymore.
Nothing good ever came out of San Diego.
No, good stuff used to.
I disagree. I think San Diego is beautiful, and the weather is great, and it's always beautiful. It's it's so nice to be able to go there in the summertime.
Our pals Pat and Lash and Jackie Estrada live there. So
that's right. Love them. But you know, it's the convention center. It's not big enough for what Comic-Con has become, and they certainly do not have all the hotel rooms that they need. So my advice is build more hotels.
Yeah.
No, my advice is to start checking out the panels that have nothing to do with
my advice is, if you're having a problem with the server, and it's 3 weeks later, get a different server. You had 3 weeks to get a different server.
But I don't know.
Anyway, we'll try again in a couple of weeks, comic fans. What can I tell you?
Okay.
And also today, Warner Brothers announced that they're going to be remaking the 1992 movie Buffy the Vampire Slayer with no help from that hack Joss Whedon.
So there,
Who needs that guy?
Who needs you?
But redoing the original movie isn't that big an insult because that movie wasn't that great.
That movie was crap.
The movie was crap, but
I didn't like it at all. I loved the TV series, but I didn't like the movie at all.
It's like, why would you even do it though? Because it's like Buffy the Vampire Slayer in the series is freaking awesome.
Yeah, it's sort of like
why would you even dare to do that?
Look, it just comes down to business. They don't care. What it was like. They just see a successful product.
They're selling toys and they're selling merchandise.
It honestly doesn't matter to Warner Brothers because Buffy is going to print money. Most of the people that supply money to Buffy the Vampire Slayer products probably don't even know who the hell Joss Whedon is.
Yeah, it's true.
Well, then again, they are remaking Teen Wolf, in case you didn't hear about that.
As a TV show.
And he's not like Michael J. Fox in some furry wolf outfit dancing on top of a van this time. No, it's Teen Wolf with angst and all that. I blame you, Twilight fans.
He'll probably be real sparkly, too. Yeah.
Oh, God, it looks awful. The trailer looks god-awful.
Oh, there's a trailer out for
it? In comic-related news, we'll get off of Buffy for now. But Marvel announced a shocking death of Spider-Man. So we will no longer ever have any more Spider-Man stories ever from Marvel Comics.
I'm trying to compose myself.
I know.
Hey, look, I'll tell you flat out. Thank you, Marvel, because you've ruined Spider-Man so much. He needs a rest in the cold, hard ground.
He needs a rest.
Too bad he'll only be dead for like 2 months.
I know.
So
honestly, why are they trying the death stick? Ever since Death of Superman, people have realized nobody's going to stay dead in comics. It's like the one string of hope was Barry Allen staying dead for like 25 years, but that's over. He's back to life. So.
Yeah, everybody's back. I mean, Bucky's back. In Captain America, Flash is back.
So see, Disney. Here's the idea. Disney buys Marvel for $2 billion, and at that same time, Marvel goes, hey, they just got us for $2 billion. Let's screw them over and kill off Spider-Man. Woohoo!
Yeah, they're flagship
but the thing is, you know what? This would have a lot more impact if we felt like it was permanent, wouldn't it? I mean, actually, we'll flash a link up at the bottom of the screen at the end. Actually, I was just interviewed by this guy. Jeffrey Klain, and he's actually done a couple of different things like this where he's interviewed retailers all across the country talking about current issues in comic books and what we think are working, what kinds of things we think are not working, and this is one of them. Do event comics really help sales. Yes, they do. When the event is meaningful and significant. But when they're using a death of a superhero to try to drive sales, it doesn't always work very well anymore because everybody's onto them now.
And quite frankly, you were the House of Ideas. That used to be like your nickname, was the House of Ideas.
Guys. It's the House of No Ideas.
And in case you didn't know, by the way, it's not Amazing Spider-Man, it's the Ultimate Spider-Man that's dying.
Oh, it is?
So,
wow.
Oh, well, that's even worse because Ultimate Spider-Man has actually been good the entire time. It's Amazing Spider-Man that needs to be killed.
Yeah.
So anyway. Sad. Oh, and on top of death of, as we all know, way back when there was the death of Superman thanks to Doomsday. And now, speaking of House of Ideas, we're bringing back Doomsday, too!
Everybody else is back.
Well, we're being original.
Well, has there been any new details about that? As far as I know, there was just the teaser of the bloody
They're bringing back they're bringing back Doomsday, and he's going after, like, Eradicator, Steel, the four that...
Wait. Eradicator's still around?
Yeah, they're going after him.
That shows how much I pay attention to Superman.
They're going after all of those characters, so...
All right.
Anyway, though, so enough exciting...
That sounds interesting, though.
Enough exciting news
from the world of comics.
Genre movies.
And movies, yeah.
Let's talk about comic books.
Oh, let's please
Let's talk comics. All right. Superman. Superman this week was actually better. Flynn and I ragged on the last issue quite a bit in quite a bit of detail, right? But I did read it and I ragged on it because I didn't feel like it was really true to the character. This one's much truer to the character. It does feel a little bit contrived and forced. I mean, it does feel like a real setup situation. But it was a lot better, and so I'm glad about that.
I do want to say I absolutely. This cover really struck me. This is actually one of my favorite covers ever, and I've been reading comics for 44 years. There's something I shouldn't say I love that cover because it's a kid with the black eye.
I'm really glad that he doesn't have a tear coming out of his eye because that would make it. You know
what's really awful, and people are gonna think there's something wrong with me for this. But when I first saw that cover, my initial thought was that it implied Superman hit the kid. I don't know why. There's nothing to suggest it, but that was my initial thought.
Yeah, no, that's not what happened.
It's just the culmination of
Superman helped him, and it was very cool, and it was a very good.
Yeah, I heard it was good, but when I heard that it was about child abuse, I got worried. Again, like with Superman 4, you don't have Superman tackle something like child abuse because it's kind of insulting. Because when you're done reading the issue, child abuse is still around.
Right, exactly. And
I don't think it's a good idea.
And there are always going to be different people who have different takes on the way that such problems should be handled and whether or not Superman should be involved in them. But then, what do? You're kind of damned if you do, damned if you don't. What do you say? Superman shouldn't prevent child abuse? I don't. So it's weird. Anyways, okay. Also, Green Lantern number 59 on the stands last Wednesday. It was good. Mm-hmm. It's been really good for a couple, probably about 4 or 5 years now. Green Lantern has been one of the best superhero comics consistently on the racks.
Thank you, Jeff Johns.
Yeah, Jeff Johns, awesome.
I've heard some muttering from people that they think after Blackest Night, Green Lantern's had a little bit of a drop in quality. But
it's not so.
I could tell you this issue certainly disproves that theory.
It's definitely
the ending is what we used to call whiz bang.
Yeah, it's a big shocker at the end, and it's very cool.
It's like, so now I want to read it.
It's great. It's really good. Yeah, it's kind of like the new Brave and the Bold. In the old days, Brave and the Bold was Batman teamed up with somebody. Today it's Flash and Green Lantern.
Yeah, Brave and the Bold usually refers to that.
Yeah, and so they are, and they're together in here, and they're encountering the Indigo Tribe and Larfleeze, which is hilarious because Larfleeze pickpockets Barry Allen, and it's really funny.
Larfleeze is like, he's an orange lantern.
He's like, correct? Your name is really Barry Allen? Your real name is Barry Allen. I thought it was funny because, that's a dorky name. Okay, so John.
Moving on, the next DC comic we review. It seems to be DC review time here.
Sorry, yeah.
Sorry,
we also have Archie.
We do have Archie coming up.
Okay, wrap it up. Good.
Anyway, Supergirl, really great work that Sterling Gates is doing on this book, the writer. It's really improved 110%. Basically, Cat Grant, the reporter for the Daily Planet, and Supergirl do not get along at all.
They brought her into continuity?
Yes.
Yeah.
She was invented in Lois and Clark.
Yes.
But what happens is they team up. They go visit Winslow's shot in prison, the Toy Man, and he killed Cat Grant's son quite a while back in the Superman comics.
Years ago.
And so they say, well, we know you're doing something, Winslow, out of prison because all of these dolls are showing up and these children have been kidnapped. Well, it turns out it's not really Winslow. It's somebody else. And what happens is kind of interesting. I don't want to give it away. But also in here is a really great long conversation between Lana Lang and Supergirl that you just don't see writers take the time to draw these long conversations out in superhero comics. But it's actually very well done and very intriguing conversation from the two of them. So good job, Sterling Gates.
Yeah, and that's all we have time for.
Right.
Yeah.
So, we'll get to more reviews and more discussion next time. In the meantime, this is Flynn, that's John, and that's Gail, and take it easy, guys.